Mercy, you finally arrived. Wipe the dust from your shoes and come in, sugar. Your presence will be such a tonic for poor, dear Mrs. Beaumont. She's been fanning herself by the window in a state of absolute agitation awaiting you. Now, if y'all can find it in your hearts to indulge us for one fleeting afternoon, we are going to make a brave pretense of having actually paid attention in those drafty schoolrooms of our youth. We are going to cast our eyes upon some literature. Oh, honey, don't recoil like a wilted gardenia. We had that very same visceral reaction, I assure you. But please don't fret. This won't be some dreary, moth-eaten fourth-grade book report, and it most certainly is not that wretched English 101 paper you ghost wrote for that adorably dull fraternity boy, the one with the jawline of a god and the intellect of a damp brick.
In the humid shadows of the South, music is never merely a matter of meter or rhyme. It is a blood pulse, a haunting poir rising from the red clay and the stagnant swamp water. These melodies are our true inheritance, carrying the weight of a century's grief and glory and the time it takes for a tallow candle to flicker and die. Within the span of a few desperate minutes, a song unearths the same ghosts that Toni Morrison, Zora Neale Hurston, and Jesmyn Ward spent hundreds of ink-stained pages trying to exorcise. The secrets they buried in chapters of typeset prose, the family rot, the hidden sins, and the fierce, jagged beauty of our land are all laid bare in the vibration of a single steel string. It is Black History Month, and in the New South, Black history is all of our history. Let's start with a simple question. Has the new worn off your crystal chandeliers? The ballroom is a theater of flickering ghosts, a white-pillared stage where the dancers move with the precision of clockwork dolls. My dear, you must look closely at the light, not the soft, honeyed glow of a kitchen window in the Low Country, but the sharp, jagged brilliance of those crystal chandeliers. They hang from the ceiling like frozen tears, refracting the truth until it's nothing but a shimmering lie. They are the eyes of the ancestors, cold and unforgiving, watching to see if a single footfall betrays a man's common soil. Long ago, before the stone was stacked and the silk was spun, the old ones told us that every light has a shadow, and every shadow has a name. I stand here, a stranger in a rented skin, listening to the rhythmic bounce of a Nashville piano that sounds like the heartbeat of a machine. It is a sophisticated sound, polished like a river pebble, yet it carries the uptown chill of a world that builds its walls out of manners instead of brick. This is the Nashville sound, a countrypolitan mask worn to hide the red clay beneath the fingernails, a 1967 production that mirrors the very high society trap it seeks to describe. You see, in our corner of the world, who your people are is the only currency that never devalues. I look up at those prisms and I see the fragile, transparent barrier of the elite. It is a glass ceiling made of 1,000 hanging shards. I am physically here, sipping their spirits and treading their floors, yet I am as invisible as the wind through the marsh grass. Like a figure in a Southern Gothic play, I am the intruder, the outsider whose presence turns the sparkling air into a vacuum of emotional decay. There is a profound weight to this song, written by Ted Harris but breathed into life by Charley Pride. When a man of his skin and his history sings of being not quite right for a room, the air doesn't need to be heavy for you to feel the pressure of the color line. It is a study in class displacement, a great Gatsby-esque realization that the lights are not meant to welcome you, they are meant to expose you. They are a weapon of the gentleman code, where a polite smile is the sharpest blade in the house. The elders say that a man who loses his shadow loses his soul, and in this blinding artificial radiance I have lost mine. These chandeliers are not romantic, they are grotesque. They are the symbols of an urban aristocracy that has forgotten the warmth of the garden, choosing instead the cold sterility of the ballroom. It is a beautiful, hollow myth. But listen to the walk of the guitar, the steady defiance in the narrator's voice. He is not a grateful guest. He is a witness. He reclaims his dignity not by staying, but by acknowledging the hollowness of the elite. He chooses to walk back to the New South reality, leaving the Old South to rot under its own expensive glare. The song is a monument to that blue-collar pride, a reminder for anyone who has ever felt they were wearing silk they hadn't earned. It is a simple object, a chandelier, but it dissects our history with the surgical grace of a poet's tug, leaving us to wonder if the light was ever worth the cold.
Now don't stand there looking at me with those wide, wounded eyes, honey. I can't bear a scene when the humidity's this high. If you're looking for that melody, that sweet, aching little tune we just talked about, it's waiting for you down in the description. It's tucked away like a love letter you weren't supposed to find, but there it is, plain as the moon over the delta. And listen to me, sugar, don't be cruel. Reach out your hand and tap that like icon, and for heaven's sake, subscribe to us. A soul needs a little attention to keep from fading away into the wallpaper, and we've always depended on the kindness of strangers like you.